Well, hello there. Can you believe that we are already in Unit 9? That means we've done 8 units of all these crazy videos, and who would have ever thought that my YouTube page would be full of all of this mathematic awesomeness? But here we are, starting Unit 9. And today's topic is what we're going to call bivariate data. Bivariate data. Okay, you all know what data is. Data is just information, right? But data is a specific kind of information. Data is numerical information. Data is information in the form of numbers, right? So we know that. But what is bivariate data? Well, let's get all wordsmith on this. You know what bi is. Bi is a prefix that means two. And the rest of the word variate kind of looks like the word variable, because that's what it means. So bivariate data is just numerical information that has to do with two variables. Let me give you an example. You might be gathering data on people's height and weight. That's bivariate data because it has two variables, height and weight. Or age and grade level. That's bivariate data as well, because there's two variables there, one for age, one for grade level. Or you could be doing some kind of a problem that has to do with distance and time, or you could be figuring out how many miles you traveled and how many gallons of gasoline you used. That's two variables. That's bivariate data. Or you could be talking about time and temperature. Okay, now, I could give you any of these examples, but why not just beat a dead horse and talk about the same example that we've done a whole bunch of times already, going to the Orange County Fair, where you spend $15 to get in, and then you pay a whole bunch more money for every little ticket that you buy to go on all the rides and stuff, right? So we talked in Unit 8 about the fact that it's going to cost $15 plus $2 times every ticket that you buy, and that will give you the cost of going to the fair. This is bivariate data because you've got one variable for the cost of going to the fair, and that's a variable because the cost could be different for you than it is for me. The other variable is the amount of tickets that you purchase. That could change as well, so that's a second variable. This is so bivariate. Seriously. Now, bivariate data really loves to be displayed in the form of a table, because you can take a table and put one variable here and one variable here, and then you can start calculating things. Like if I don't buy any tickets, I still pay $15 to get in the gates of the fair. If I buy one ticket, that's $2 more, so I'm at $17, and so on and so forth. Bivariate data loves to be displayed in a table or on a graph. So we've actually seen this graph already before, but what I want you to notice about this graph is that it's a bivariate data representation because you've got on the up and down y-axis the cost of going to the fair, and on the left and right x-axis you've got the number of tickets that have been purchased. So this is bivariate data displayed in a table, bivariate data displayed on a graph, and it kind of feels a lot like what we did in Unit 8 with functions, doesn't it? Interesting. All right, how about one more example? Let's say you were collecting data on the temperature, and you made a graph. And let's say you put the temperature on the y-axis and the time on the x-axis, and in the morning it was a chilly 40 degrees, but then it warmed up a little, and as the day progressed, it warmed up to about 54 degrees, but then it got past noon, into the afternoon, into the evening, and your temperature starts to go back down. Is this bivariate data? It's so bivariate because you have two variables here. The temperature was changing and the time was changing. So bivariate data can take a lot of forms. It's just any situation where you are finding out two variables. By the way, a lot of bivariate data has to do with taking measurements over time. So a lot of our example problems will use time on the x-axis and then temperature on the y-axis or other things on the y-axis. So anyways, that's pretty much all we have to say about bivariate data. What I would like you to do right now is answer a few questions. Number 1, what does the word data mean? Feel free to rewind this video if you need to. Number 2, what does the word bivariate mean? And then number 3, name 2 ways that you can display bivariate data. I think those are all pretty easy questions as long as you've been paying attention. So just jot those answers down, and I will see you mañana.